Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. It's been a slightly warmer week this week. I thought that we'd gone into that sort of cooler winter, but it has been a bit warm. I'm even in a t-shirt today. So, after our first lovely warm fire inside, we have not lit a fire again this week, but we are definitely into that preparation mode for having lots of fires in the very near future. We have big tubs now set out on the deck, which have kindling in it, which I tend to try and restock as I can. It's a nice job to sort of walk out into the bush and fill a tub and bring that back. And we have started to uh, cut and move logs around that had been fallen trees during summer that we just left to dry out, and we are now cutting and bringing back to prepare for firewood. And what we do is we load up our trailer and then we back that into the carport so it's undercover, and then that is sort of our wood storage. We use all the wood that is in the trailer, and then we will go out and we will get a new trailer load either from the bush, from wood that we've already sort of know that it's dry and ready for burning, or we have a pile that is closer to the house that we can then go to restock from. We used to keep our firewood in the dairy shed until we pulled that down last year. So we now have a different spot for it. It is still a sheltered area, and we are now developing our new wood stack, which will be really great for the coming winter. After resting the pump and retrying it and pressing reset buttons and looking at manuals and all that kind of stuff, I could not get it to work. So I've called the plumber, and he has put in a call to the manufacturer, and hopefully we will get someone out this week to have a look at it. It appears, thankfully, that it is still under warranty. So hopefully it is just a warranty repair or warranty replacement, and we will have a new pump here very soon. It's a little challenging right now to be dyeing yarn over here in the shed without running water. I had to carry over 15 litres of water to be able to get some dyeing done. So I'm getting a little bit creative at the moment, and then shuttling the yarn back over to the house to rinse it and then bringing it back over here to dry. I don't want to move all of my dyeing stuff over to the house because obviously it's only a very temporary situation that we're in. And I also don't want to dye in the house because it makes such a mess. And over here, I can be a little bit less careful. I can let dye powder spill, and it doesn't really matter what happens. Whereas if I'm in the house, it's going to stay in the kitchen bench or make a mess on the floor. So over here in the shed, if I just get the water over here, I can get it done and not have to really worry about too much cleanup. I also spent another couple of days at Creswick this week to vend at another one of the yarn retreats. So that was really lovely to go up and spend a bit more time just by myself up there. It's a nice place to retreat to and relax. I took Wade with me this time, which was nice. So we went on daily morning and evening walks, which he really loved. But then the rest of the time, he just curled up asleep on the couch with me while I knit, which I'm sure he really loved as well. And I did. It was really nice to just do that and to get away. So as I said, I was at my second Tea Time Yarn Retreat market this past weekend. It was really great to meet some different vendors who were there, and also to meet a really lovely group of people who were at the retreat. I really like that small, intimate environment where you're able to talk to everyone and to share how I dye my yarn and things that I make and all of that. And it was really, really lovely. I've also had some more sock classes confirmed at Unwind. To my absolute shock, and I'm quite honoured, the first session that they had up sold out so quickly that they've already asked me for a second date. So that is now live on their website. So if you have been looking to do a sock class and you've missed out previously, or you're just finding me here, there will be a link below to the current set of classes, and hopefully there will be more to come in the future as well. I have knit quite a lot this week, but I'm not going to have a ton to show you. Sorry, and it might actually be that way for a couple of weeks. My sister has requested a pair of socks for her birthday, a knee-high pair of socks, and she helped to choose the color of the yarn, but she doesn't want to now see the finished product until I gift it to her for her birthday. So I'm doing that secret knitting, which I will not be sharing until they have been gifted to her. What I can show you is the yarn that she chose, and I can also show you the pattern that I'm knitting. And then that will be it for a little while on that one. So via a FaceTime, she helped me to choose the color. It is Starburst by Ren and Ollie, and it's gorgeous. It's going to be fun to knit up, and hopefully she likes the way it looks when the socks are done. The pattern that I'm doing is the Gallium knee-high socks, which have this amazing lace pattern down the back. I've knit them before, and I did it in a black yarn, and she saw me knitting them, and she loved how they looked, but she wanted them to be in a super bright color. I have made a little bit of progress on my blue yellow brick rodeo. I finished the first ball, and I've wound the second, and I'm now doing the sleeves before I go back and finish the final little bit of length on the body. So I've got one sleeve going now. I've got the ribbing going. I think it's about 7 rows. So I've got only a couple more to do, and then I will do the other sleeve, and then I will go back to the body, which is not going to need a lot of extra length on it, but it will need a little bit more before I do the final ribbing. Because I've got this secret sock project on the go, it's not something that I can do in the evenings while sitting on the couch next to my sister. I have to keep it a secret. So I'm doing that during the day, trying to catch little bits and pieces of time to just do a little bit of progress. And what I am knitting on at night now is something that she actually suggested to me, and that is to do a little bit of charity knitting, which is something that I haven't done a lot of before. But this is for a charity that is very close to our family. It is for Life's Little Treasures, which is an organisation that supports families of premature babies. And Sebastian, my nephew, was premature, and Life's Little Treasures really helped out when he was really little and struggling. And so it's nice to be able to give back in some way to them. On their website, they have their own set of patterns. They have knitting, crochet, quilting, and sewing. So there's something for almost any crafty person to be able to do to contribute. So as long as you work within their guidelines of the sizing of the items and the types of materials that you use, they will accept your donations. So I will put a link below to all of that information on their website and to their crafting initiative, so that if you want to contribute, you can take a look and join in making something for Life's Little Treasures. So I decided to make the bed socks. They seemed quite easy. They're a small portable project, not like doing a blanket, and looked fairly mindless in terms of not having to do a whole lot of counting. And if you did, you can kind of like make it work, you know? So I have finished one bed sock already. It does need to be sewn together, but it's literally just starting at one end, increasing, then doing a whole lot of ribbing in the middle, and then decreasing back down again. And what you do is you sew these tabs together at the top, and you sew the ribbing sections together at the side, and then they stretch out to make a slipper kind of sock. So I've done one, and I am almost at the point of doing the decreases on the second. Then I will seam these ones up, and I have a whole ball of acrylic yarn here. I'm using 4.5 millimeter straight needles, and I'm really enjoying doing this sort of different project. Um, and I might get a little addicted to just sort of popping one of these in between other projects, or it might just end up being my evening knitting project that I always work on if I'm not working on a pair of socks. I also wanted to share a few things that I bought at the yarn market retreat on the weekend. It is so hard to resist buying things from other really talented and crafty makers. So I just couldn't help myself. I bought a couple of things. There was a lot more that I wanted to buy, but I just had to restrain myself. I'll be going to a few more of these. So if I spread out my purchases and maybe come up with some plans for what I'm going to do with some yarn, then I can justify buying some more later on. So first, I'm sorry for the crinkling noise, but I've got this beautiful bat. It is from Wendy Charles. It is 100 grams, and it is alpaca, merino, soy, bamboo, Corriedale, tri-global Angelina, and it is just gorgeous. I have something else on the wheel at the moment, so it won't be going on straight away, but I'm really excited to see how this spins up. The other thing I bought were buttons from White Rabbit Handmade. They are vintage doilies that have been cut into small pieces and made into buttons. Now, I actually bought two of these last time and I forgot to show you. So the first two I bought were this one and this one. And then I bought another three this time, thinking that they will make really fabulous um, buttons to go on to a cardigan that with big sloppy cardigan. So that one, and that one. And I'll pop a picture in as well so you can see them nice and close up. They are so beautiful. So they all sort of have a very similar look about them, but they're all completely different because obviously they're from scraps of fabric, so you're never going to be able to get like the same button over and over again, but they're just a really nice little set, I think. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.